Hello, my friends at JRC. I was asked to do the LA show labels. So I'm more than happy to help you guys out, but I figured I would record myself doing it so that you could refer to this video in the future. Um, okay, so let's do it. So here are the files that Larissa sent me. So the first step is going to be opening up the offering. Okay, so here it is. All right. Okay, so my first step is making a column right next to the US price because obviously the US price is what you want to convert to a code so that it can show up in the label. So I'm just going to go insert. I'm going to call this column code. There we go. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new tab over here, and I'm going to call that code. All right. So I'm going to minimize this. So what I'm going to do is open up the code file. I think all of you are familiar with this by now. This is a file that I created that saves a lot of time. It's very handy. Don't ever lose it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all. I'm going to copy, and I'm just going to move it. I'm going to copy it over to my offering file on that UTAD that we created. So I'm going to go paste. Okay, wonderful. It's there. So now I'm going to go back to the offering side. So here I'm going to enter a formula called the VLOOKUP to look up this price onto this table and have me return the code, the equivalent code. So in order to do that, the formula is, I'm going to click the little formula button here. And so because I'm on a Mac, this opens up on the side for me, but on the PC, I mean, it's the same thing, but it just opens up in the middle of the screen for you. So, but it's basically the same thing. So here it is. You look up. If you don't see it as an option right away on the screen, you can just do a search here, go VLOOKUP, and it'll pop up. So this is the formula I want. Here we go. So we have 4 things to fill out here. So look up value. So basically you're going to select the cell that you want to look up. So obviously it's going to be this here. That's the cell that we want to look up. Table array, you're going to go, this is where you're going to, select the data range that's going to give you the results. So basically we're going to go to the code here, tab, and you're going to select these 2 columns here, but all of it, all the data. So in order to make this quick, what I usually do is I click the first cell here, and then I scroll down all the way to the bottom where the data ends. Oops, it ends about here. And then I just go shift click this, the bottom of the second column right here. There you go. See the, whoops, I had it on the wrong thing. Oh boy, I should have been over here. So you know what? Let's start over. Sorry about this, but this is a good training exercise. I don't know why I was on the wrong cell. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to start my formula, VLOOKUP. Okay, lookup value, this guy over here. Okay, table array. Make sure your cursor is on table array. I'm going to go over the code section, and I'm going to start my selection here, and we'll shift all the way to the bottom. Oh boy, a lot of data. Whoops, that. And I'm going to shift click over here. That's the end of the data. So there we go. We're in the right place. Table array. So this is my range. So very important. Once you've selected the range, what you're gonna press is F4. So you see what happens here? It put dollar signs in the range. So why that's important is that it makes this range fixed. So, and you don't want it to be variable because once you start copying this formula, the idea is to copy this formula into the other cells in your Excel. So if you don't have those dollar signs there, the range is going to change. You don't want it to change because the range is always going to be, the lookup value is always going to be in the same range. So column index number. So this is where you're going to tell Excel what you want it to return. You want it to return the second column. You want to see the value in the second column in this lookup range. So it's going to be 2. Okay. And then range lookup, basically you're going to put always false here. So what this means is that you want an exact match. If you put true here, it's gonna return you something that's close to it, and that's not what you want. You want an exact match. So it's important to always put false here. So go done. There you go. You got it. Looked up. It returned the code for you. So you're gonna obviously copy this all the way down, so you can drag it. And for some reason on my Mac, it's not working when I'm dragging, but it should work for you guys. So for me, what I have to do is I just copy this and I'm going to go select my next cell and I'm just going to go paste on all the cells going down. So that's another way to do it, because obviously like dragging down on my Mac is not working. I don't know why. Whoops, I didn't shift. I'll go copy. I'm going to select the cell here and I'm going to shift. I'm going to hold down the shift key to select all of that. You see, this all I did was click shift, so it selected all of that range, and I'm going to go paste. There you go. Look at that. All of my my code is there. So what I do is I go back to the top and I'm going to check to make sure all the codes are there, because for some reason it's happened to me in the past where I would get an NA. So if you see an NA in one of these fields, that means it didn't find, oh, here we go. It did, see this? It didn't convert, it put NA. Obviously, it should have found the 330. I don't know why it's NA, but sometimes it's just a matter of retyping in the cell, just retyping it. See, it worked. So something happened there. It found a space or an unusual character, and it didn't. That's why it didn't convert properly. It doesn't happen very often. Obviously, you see it converted almost everything perfectly. But you gotta do, after you've done this, you gotta do a quick little scan to make sure nothing went weird. Just checking to see if anything else went. Looking pretty good. Oh, we got another one. So let's type it out, 165. Yeah, it worked. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay. Oh, I've got another one. 485. Yeah, great. Are we good? We're good. Okay. Last step. I'm just going to, oh, look, I didn't do these two, so I'm just going to copy that over here and over here. Okay, we're good. Last step is to delete. You want to delete these blank. You want to make all your data flush, because then you're going to get a few blank labels there. You don't, not ideal. You don't want that. And the last step also, one more step, is that you want to erase this first column here, because when our next step is to go to Word, Microsoft Word, and it's really important Microsoft Word needs to see this top header where everything is labeled, because if you can't find it, your labels aren't going to work. So this top header has to be the first row. Okay. So now I can save this. Now we're going to go, I don't need this anymore. So now I'm going to go to Microsoft Word. I can open a blank document. Okay. So from here, what you're going to do is you're going to go under mailing and you're going to go select recipient. Sorry. You're going to go start mail merge under mailing, start mail merge, and you're going to go labels. So I've done this before. So it found the right label for me right away. It saves my last work. But if you're doing this on your computer for the first time, then under label products, you're going to select Avery US label, Avery US letter. And I think I just had it, I lost it, but the number of the template is 65. Hold on. 6504. Yeah, 6504. So let's see, 6504. Yep. Where is it? Oh, I just point. There it is. There it is. Okay, so that's the template. So you open that up, and it should be 80 labels per page. Okay. So next step is you're going to go under select recipients, and you're going to go use existing list. And this is where you're going to open up the offering that we just did. So mine is under JRC. Here you go. Open. Okay. So from here, I don't think you'll have this too, but here you'll just say entire workbook. This is an option. If this pops up as a request for you. You're gonna go okay. And then give it a second. So it dumped a bunch of values here. So now you have to enter the values that you want. Okay, so if you go here under mailing, insert merged fields. So you remember when I said that top row in Excel was important? So this is all the values that you had in your top row, right? So the first thing I want on my label is going to be the item, right? And then I'm just going to do a return. Here we go. I'm just going to do, okay, so over here on the next line, I want my case pack, right? Pack. And then I just do a little, some spaces here. And then over here on the side, I'm going to use the one that says code. I put too many spaces. So there we go. That's looking about what the label should look like, right? So then I'm just going to select it, and then you can, center it. I'm going to go under home and I center it. And then what's really important is like just below it, it has to have next record. So next record, meaning it's going to go, it's going to put your first value here, then it's going to see that next record code, and then it's going to put the next value there. So I'm just going to do a little return. It's hard to see, but if I go back to mailing and then I put rules, and then you see put next record. So you can kind of see it, but it's important that if I do select, and then you'll see it's kind of there. You can make the font a little smaller. Let's put it at 10. So you see a little next record shows up, so it's easier to see. So this is what you're going to copy on every single cell over here. So what I do is I do the first row. Okay, you see I just did the first row, and then what I do is I highlight the first row, and copy this like this, and then if you go shift, click all the way like that to the rest of the page here. Whoops, I didn't even select the whole page. So see, I have the rest of it selected. So because that first row was in my clipboard, if I go paste, there we go. This is what I'm looking at. So it looks meaningless, But when I go under mailing and I go preview results, there we go. That's looking like it makes sense, right? So this is what it's converting to. So you got your first page. Obviously, this is the first 80 on your template. So you're gonna have to make multiple pages of this in order to get your full document. So you put your cursor on the last table here, and if you go enter, and then you see you start getting the next page. So this is a bit long, this part, but you're gonna have to make you put your cursor to make all these new lines here. It's long, but if you had to do one by one, this is a lot faster. So then I can select my whole first page, and then you got to skip that last row there. Okay, and then here's the next page, paste. Okay, so if I go preview results again, now I got 160. So here I go again. I got to go back to the code part by removing the preview results, and then I got to go enter, and then I got to make my next page. I know it's long, but it's still like I've always said, like, even though it's a little long, but it still takes. I mean, it's a faster way of doing it for sure, but it still takes. Yeah, it's still going to take about 20 minutes. But 20 minutes versus like hours. And doing one by one is you're gonna love it. So anyway, I'm gonna finish this up on my own, and I'm going to email this to you guys, and I'm gonna email this video. Hopefully, watching it a few times will help you out. But if you struggle with it, let me know. I'm happy to help. So good luck with the show, and I hope to see you guys soon.